Hey everybody, what's happening? Andy Irvine coming to you from my crib here in Colorado. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the new Warwick amp line. This stuff is really happening, and they've really gone to lengths. Jonas Hellborg designed this new line, and he's really gone to lengths to make a killer bass rig that's also affordable. Starting off with, we'll start with the head here. This is the WA300, which has a ton of cool features on it. 300 watts capable of running all the way down to 4 ohms. At the input stage, first of all, the signal path on this thing is all Class A. So it's solid state, but all Class A, which makes it really quiet. In terms of the input section, the preamp section is really quiet. You can use the whole input range, and in fact, the more you gain it up, the better it sounds. Oftentimes you would have to keep your gain low and crank your master in order to keep it clean and keep the noise floor down. Not the case with this. These things love to be gained up. There's no noise in the preamp, so you can gain it up real high and get the signal real hot and real punchy. So you have Class A input stage. You have a mute switch right here next to it, which just mutes out the signal completely. You have a variable compression circuit, which also is defeatable with a switch. Nice feature. And completely variable, so you can control how much you want. We'll demonstrate that in a minute. Then you have a 10-band equalizer, also which is defeatable. On-off switch. Master volume over here on the right. Shelving controls for your EQ, bass, and treble. Auxiliary input, which enables you to plug in like a DVD player, CD player, drum machine, and a dedicated stereo headphone amplifier. On the back, you've got an XLR and a 1/4 inch out with a ground lift switch, a killer effects loop that works perfectly. A lot of times the effects loops they put on amplifiers in this kind of similar price range, they put an effects loop on it, but it doesn't work, which makes you wonder why they even put it on there. But this one actually works perfectly, and a tuner out, so you plug come right out of the back into your tuner. It's a stout, sturdy chassis, steel chassis, substantial but not overly heavy. Probably weighs about 12 pounds. And then the cabinet it's called the WCA 4x10, and this cabinet is really impressive. I love this thing. 410s and a horn, variable high frequency, 4-inch high frequency driver in there that's variable control on the back. But this cabinet sells on the street for $499, and it sounds killer. And you know, of course, heavy duty steel grill, and you know, plywood construction, real good solid plywood construction. And the head is, I think the head sells on the street for $600 or less. So you're looking at a really great amplifier for not that much money, considering the features and the quality of the components that go into it. So let's hear what it sounds like. I've got the Warwick Star bass here, and I have it set now with the compressor out, defeated, and the EQ out. So essentially it's flat with some boost going on in the shelving there. Now I'm going to give it a little EQ. I'll turn on the EQ and I'll show you what happens now. Off. with 10 bands of EQ, you can get any kind of tone you want. Right now, I have it when I have the EQ engaged. I have it like with a super low low mid hype, some hype throughout the mid range, and hyped on the high end too. But generally, I leave the EQ out and I just run it flat. I just love the flat even response. And now the compressor, the variable compressor. This is with no compression. And with the compression in. That's kind of an extreme compression. I'm going to ease it back. You know, all you tappers, that compression is great for those of you that are into the tapping technique. I don't really do it, but so yeah, the compressor's totally happening. EQ section is totally happening. It's got tons of power. I can't really demonstrate the volume capabilities of it because of the the nature of this video that I'm making for you. But I can tell you that it's got a ton of bottom, and the speakers really sound great. It's like an even focused sound. Meaning it has an equal amount of lows, highs, and mids, and it can just you can really give it the onion, you know, in the low end, and it holds it real tight all day long. Yeah, I'm just totally stoked. This is a really easy to transport and use rig. You know, 1 410 cabinet, a 300 watt head. Can't beat it. I'm really stoked on it, and you know, this one gets a lot of use in terms of it's perfect size rig for a lot of the gigs that I do. And then of course you can also, I have an additional cabinet, 15, that I can add to it if I'm playing a bigger room and I need more oomph. I love the 15 because that 15 has a special voice to it that brings a really good low, mid, and mid-range fundamental. So combined with the 410, it makes a really great sounding rig. 410s, 115, and the 300 watt head. You know, if I want to really start digging in, you know, it can handle it, and it's got that tight, punchy, quick, transient delivery speed, accurate speed and delivery. And then if I want warm, So there you have it, the WA300 and the WCA 4x10 cabinet. Killer new line of Warwick head and cabinet combination that you can get on the street for, like I said, about, I think the head's under 600 and the cabinet's right at 500 bucks. So I encourage you to check these out. They're really happening. They sound great, and I use them all the time. I'm having a lot of great success with them. So rock on, y'all. We'll talk soon. Peace.